up here in our favorite research area. Pretty close to here, we think there's a sentry. They usually post a sentry, usually where we get the wood cracks and stuff. And this is the area where Jenny seen something running towards a cave of black shape and stuff one time when we were in here. A local that we just talked to, he's got range rights out in Sasquatch Canyon. He told us that this area is haunted. He didn't come out and say it's haunted, he just says that there's a lot of residents that use this area for free ranging and hunting and everything, and they say that this is a haunted area. And in my Bigfoot studies, a lot of canyons with Bigfoot activity, a lot of people say that they're haunted, and I think it's the vocalizations that they're hearing that makes, you know, because I've heard the banshee like cries. It's very haunting and disturbing. I've heard them a couple of times. I heard them once last year and up Yellowstone Canyon where we collected that hair. A couple of weeks before we collected that hair, we heard those wells. Back here on the place that we call the Sasquatch Highway, Bigfoot Highway, Sasquatch Highway, whatever you want to call it, we call it both. A 15-inch footprint. I don't know if you guys can make it out, but it's not as good as most, but it's a decent one. You got the big toe over here. This is the left foot, and then there's the toe area here, and then here's the side of the foot and the heels back here. But it's a 15-incher, and it's a trackway. Even though this isn't the best footprint in the world because we got like 4 of them in a row, and I'll kind of walk down the trackway that it made. Oh, listen to that. We're getting a warning call. That's the direction me and Brody want to go to. That's a warning call. That's the direction. The footprints that we keep finding are going back up that way. And then I'm gonna pan past Brody. That's the direction that we found the new canyon that has the structure, and there's a spring in front of it. And Brody and I are starting to look at old footprints here and stuff. I mean, we've probably found 30 footprints in this little clearing over the last 5 or 6 weeks. But they come and go from up there over to the spring in the mouth of that canyon over there. So we haven't been up on this mountain ridge yet over here. But I want to walk around Sasquatch Highway. The print that we casted not too long ago, a 19-incher. Where is he? There he is. Check this bugger out. You can still make it out. I mean, it was a great print to start with, and we casted it and dug the cast up, and so, you know, the cast, the bottom of the cast pulled up some soil and stuff with it. But that's the big old boy. I mean, look at my size 10.5, you know, next to it. I mean, it's huge. And the trackway went off that way. And there's a creek down there. We got a set of 15-inch footprints. There's one of them, and they're going up. They're headed the direction that he came from. So it looks like they're coming in and out of there. There's what I think is just a mountain ridge. Brody's taking me to a lot of mountain ridges because he's part mountain goat, Indiana Jones, pack mule, whatever. Takes me to some crazy places and stuff, and on a lot of mountain tops and stuff. You'll find all kinds of berries and territorial structures and Bigfoot activity. So it looks like they're coming and going from there. So it looks like me and Brody's is gonna be bighorn sheep or mountain goats or whatever today. I'm really not looking forward to going up a mountain, but it looks like we have to today because that's where the evidence is pointing for us. I mean, they're coming and going from there. I mean, it's obvious it's headed that direction from the creek in the spring. And this one over here that we casted not too long ago, it's heading the opposite direction. It's heading towards the creek. So you know, that's not the best footprint in the world over there, that 15-incher, and there's 4 of them we can make out. I think that's the only one that's going to show up on film. I kind of walked the trackway hoping you guys could pick them out. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can. I'm not too worried about it. I'm here researching for our organization and collecting data, and that's the direction the data points to. Brody's already chomping at the bit to go up there. I'm hearing some knocking. It sounds like almost, it's like almost like a Morse code. Oh, and I hear something moving around up above us too. I don't know if you guys can hear. Brody's off to my left, moving up that way, but something directly in front of me where I got the camera faced, I can hear it moving around up there. I'm gonna move around a little bit to look for footprints. Oh, there's the structure. Here, I'll give you guys a side view of it. Then I'll walk around it. We were so happy to find this structure last week because that's part of our summer project, is we GPS and map overlay these in the Sasquatch Canyon area. This is like our 4th major structure. To have a second look, we've found some footprints today. We've found a couple of those 19-inch footprints, and then we seen a trackway of 4 15-inch footprints that were defined and then smashed down, but they're coming in and out of this little side canyon that we've nicknamed Land of the Giants. The tracks are leading us that way. Brody's chomping at the bits because we're on some tracks right now. The trackways come in and out of here. They're going over a lot of deadfall, and we find that areas that they seem to spend a lot of time in, you have to climb over a lot of deadfall to get in and out. Not saying that they made all the deadfall. Perhaps that's a lot of natural deadfall, and they know that you know, it'll wear people out and they won't come into these places, and I'm sure they contribute to the deadfall. This is the hill up at the end of the tape, not the spool end, but the other end is the hill of this footprint, and then you can't quite see where the toes are. You see the foot widens out at the front, so I don't know. It's coming down the hillside, and we're also finding some going up the hillside. This footprint is anywhere from 15, 16 inches long, maybe longer. We're going to keep tracking back in here and see if we can find evidence. I don't know if you guys can make it out. There's his tracks. We talked to a rancher that lives at the mouth of Sasquatch Canyon, branches off from that, and we've asked him if he has seen or heard anything strange as far as like Bigfoot. He told us seen a couple of mountain lions this year. He also says, no, I haven't seen Bigfoot, but I have seen a bear back in there that's so big I didn't know what it was. So I don't know what that means. He don't want to admit to seeing Squatch, and he did, and he's just saying it's such a big bear. I don't know what it is, but there is a bear, a big bear, that's leaving tracks in here. Bigfoot are good at hiding. They're very elusive, so people don't see them very often. And if you don't know what to look for, you don't know they're there. I'm sure people come across Bigfoot prints up here all the time and disregard them, or maybe that's why it got nicknamed Sasquatch Canyon. He's seen a bear up here so big he didn't know what it was. So that's his comment about a Bigfoot, and then it's haunted. When people are only hearing the vocalizations and the rock clacks and the wood snaps and the whoops and everything, they attribute it to a ghost. I'm starting to find people think that places where Bigfoots frequent are haunted. All the physical evidence points to a family of Sasquatch that are up here this time of year anyway. We're gonna get back in here deeper and just look at all the oak brush. There's so many acorn casings on the oak brush, acorns this year, so it looks like they've been back here eating acorns. We're pretty deep into this area, and then we also come across some scat. I'm not calling it Bigfoot, I'm not calling it bear. I'll put a boot print by it, but whatever's been eating the acorns pooped right here. It isn't deer or elk or moose. It's more than likely a bear, but if Bigfoot's eating the same thing as a bear. Their scat's probably fairly similar. I just want to film this for you guys. We found what looks like the 19-inch guy going uphill. Hope you can make it out. It looks pretty good with our naked eye out here. We've been tracking a 19-inch and a 14-incher, and we keep coming across bear back in here also. There's so much oak brush, and the acorns have probably been edible for 2-3 weeks now, and they've been going to town on the acorns up here. This is definitely got the right nickname, Land of the Giants. Hill keeps curving back in there, who knows how far, but I just want to show you guys the stuff we have to hike through. Brody's gonna take us to the top here. We want to go on the top and hike out that way. We seen some footprints that headed up that way. Just look how beautiful it is back here, and the cliffs and everything. We kind of hiked up into the oak brush on that side already. We've tracked some 14 and 19-inch footprints up here. I filmed them earlier, but we found 2 impressions that look like handprints, and we're having a hard time keeping our balance and standing up here. I can see why, if this was a Bigfoot, it might have put its hands on the ground. Well, Brody, will you put your hands over both the handprints so viewers can see? I've got a tape measure out in front of one of them. There looks like one handprint, and then up above it, yeah.
So the fingers are pretty long.
Yes.
They reach all the way.
Yeah. That's a pretty good length on that hand. I like that one better than the one I got the tape on now. I'm gonna move it up to that one, and we're having a rough time. This is steep. I can see why something would have climbed right here. I'm showing 11-inch hand from the bottom of the thumb. I hope viewers can see this as well as we can. God, and this is steep. I'm having a hard time with that tape. Okay, but I'm seeing the thumb come out over here, and then you can see the fingers digging in at the top. I wish this was more level so I could cast it. I don't have a hand. This is amazing. 2 spots where it touched down climbing here, and we've been having a really battle coming up this steep mountainside. We want to get to the top of this and take this out, because it's the direction that we last saw the 14 and 19-inch footprints. But yeah, you know, people see them move around on all 4s and stuff. We got hands. Hope you guys can make it out. If this was a more level surface, I would attempt to cast this, but everything is gonna slop. This is the downhill slide. Everything's just gonna slop and run down this way. It's really not castable. If you look at the steepness, you know, a lot of times when we're finding footprints, we're finding them on really steep stuff like we're on now, and it makes a bugger to cast something at that angle. We usually cast stuff when we find real good prints on a level surface, but I would sure like to have that handprint casted. I guess I'm gonna have to make do with this film and a few photographs. Well, it's turning out to be a great day. Just up above where we found the 2 handprints, and both the handprints looked like they were right hands. Climbing up to this footprint, we found a 14-inch footprint. Hope you guys can make it out. There's a lot of vegetation up above it and around it. This is more than likely the one left that handprint. That handprint from the bottom of the palm to the tops of the fingers looked like it was about 11 inches. Mine's 7 inches, and I have a 10.5 inch, or actually I have a 10-inch footprint. This is 14, and if it's the one that made the handprint, then it's from the bottom of the palm all the way up to the tops of the fingers is about 11 inches in length. Brody climbing this hill because he's got something in one hand. He kept putting his right hand down to get his balance climbing, you know, because we're like, God, that's weird, 2 right hands in a row. What's going on? Well, it looks like it's just using one hand to help itself up the hill. 14-inch footprint right here. Let me show you guys. The toes are up along here and kind of go under this little bushy thing. I'll kind of pull it back for you guys, but the toes are up in here, and then the hill comes down here, and looks like we've got the 14-incher right here, and that's what we have been tracking back in here, is a 14 and a 19. They're going up there somewhere. Look how steep. And there's Brody. It's pretty damn steep up there. I'm excited. We got our first palm print. Wished we could have cast that mountain across the way over there. We find footprints that go in that direction, so I have a feeling that Brody's gonna get me to the top. We found another footprint. Brody and I found some footprints around what looks like a bedding spot. I'm right under the shelter that the tree provides to where something's been laying down, and I'm backing out of it to go check out this footprint. He found another one. We just found a 14-inch footprint outside of this shelter area. That'd be a great place to lay down and stay out of the snow and the rain and have some wind block.
All the way back to the hill.
Oh, you found a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like the 18-incher. I lost my tape measure up here, by the way. Looks like it might be the 19-incher there. And then over here, here's the 14-incher right here. The toes are up along there. We're leading to this bedding spot. We found a couple of front footprints near it. Kind of panning around for you guys to show you where we're at and the surroundings. We come from that way. I lost my tape measure over there somewhere. I really like that thing. It was pretty sentimental. It's been in a lot of my films and pictures and everything, but oh well. Gonna get another tape. At least it wasn't the car keys. That would be a tragedy. If it was the car keys, I can replace that tape. Possible Bigfoot bedding spot, and look at all this oak brush right here. This place is beautiful. We're having a great day. We found 2 handprints, plus we've probably found over a dozen pretty well defined by the naked eye 14 and 19-inch footprints. Also found 4 footprints that we measured out at 15. I haven't seen a footprint anywhere but in Yellowstone Canyon that was 15, so it's pretty neat. Ooh, you smell that, Brody? I smell that sewer smell.
He comes right up
again.
Here,
right,
and breaks this branch here. You can see more footprints as he comes up through this area to go up to that bedding spot.
That bedding spot, you got a perfect eye of this little canyon and valley below. Yeah, you can tell that something's been coming through the oak brush and stuff right here. But do you smell that stench? The last time I smelled that sewer stench is when we were getting pegged by acorns, but I really smell something squatchy. It just smells like a dang sewer, and we ain't anywhere near no sewer. We're hundreds of miles away from a sewer line. I don't know, the lower we get, I'm not smelling it anymore. Wonder if they're hiding out close to the bedding spot that we were just at.